Welcome back to KMM Tech. Today we're going to go through the apps that I have installed on my Hubitat. I got a request for a video just to go through some of the apps that I have installed, what they do, and how I use them. I did a brief description of that in my overall review of the Hubitat, but I'll go a little bit more in depth today into all of the apps that I have installed and what I have them doing, and then I'll go through later on and I'll do a video on each of these so you can see exactly how to set these up and use them. So I'll go right down in order. We'll jump right in. First is the Amazon Echo app. This is what connects your Amazon Echo to the Hubitat and gives you the ability to control devices. So what happens is all of the devices that Amazon has access to are listed here. To add more, you click on here and you just add a check mark to the ones that you want to be able to control. Keep in mind that as you add new devices, you will need to go into the Amazon Echo app and add those devices. They will not be added by default. You have to go in and add them each time you add a new device. Just keep that in mind. The next app is the Google Home app. It is very similar to the Amazon Echo app. You have your devices here again. You do have the option to control modes with the Google Home, which you do not have with the Amazon Echo app. That is the only difference. I've never played with options. It's for device polling. Okay. So yeah, you cannot control that with the Amazon Echo. You can only do that with the Google Home app. So that is the Google Home app. And let's hop on back to here, groups and scenes. So groups and scenes, there are two different options. There are groups and there are scenes. What groups do is it groups certain devices together into one device. So for example, in my kitchen, I've got two light switches that control my kitchen. There are 5 lights in there. 4 of them are on one circuit, 1 of them is on another circuit. It's a little annoying, but in order for me to have the kitchen function as a full kitchen, I have bridged those together through a group. So I have 2 switches controlled by one device called kitchen. Inside of my master bedroom, I have something similar. I actually have 3 light bulbs inside of my master bedroom that I have grouped together into one group called master bedroom. So the groups are basically an on-off switch. So you can set them so that they function as one whole unit. The scenes are a little bit different because you can actually control each light individually. So for example, I have the master TV light. Not a great example, but I have a scene set so that it actually will change the color and the brightness of it. You cannot control color through the groups. What you can also do is I'm going to be setting up in my basement. I have a bunch of Philips Hue bulbs that I haven't been using recently, and I'm going to be able to control each of those lights individually by using a different scene. So that's what scenes do, and you control all of that from there. The Hubitat dashboard, one of the things that people say Hubitat is missing is the ability to have an app. So there is no app that you can download for your smartphone. But what they do is they allow you to build these things called dashboards. Dashboards are really neat. They allow you to control your devices throughout your home. I'm going to load up my dashboard real quick, hopefully. It's taking forever. So here is the link to the main dashboard. You have 2 options. I don't know if you saw that here. There's a local LAN link and a cloud link. This link will only work if you're on your local network. It will not work if you're outside of your local network. So I would recommend putting this cloud link on your cell phone. That way, if you are out and about, you can have access to your dashboard that way. Keep in mind that this, because it is a cloud link, is a little bit slower. So when you push a button, it might not happen instantly. There will be a little bit of a delay. The local LAN link works much faster. So here's a look at my dashboard. It's still a work in progress, but what I have are switches that I access frequently. My living room TV, the kitchen, all of these different switches. I've set them so that I can look at it and know that if it's red, it's turned off, and if it's green, it's turned on. So that's the colors mean. I have a little app for the weather. I have the garage door that I control. It shows my presence, whether I'm here or not, the status of my home security monitor, and the mode that I'm currently in. From here, I can actually go in and I can change the mode that I'm in. I could also activate the home security monitor from here as well. but that's what the dashboard app does. Next is the Hubitat Safety Monitor. So we mentioned that just before in the dashboard. So the Hubitat Safety Monitor basically takes your Hubitat and it turns it into a security system. So I have, when I go away, what Hubitat does is it monitors these sensors, the garage door sensor, the sliding door, and the front door sensors. And what it will do is if they become active while I'm away, it will name the device, tell me that it's active, at what time, on what date, and text me the information. So I know that there's something going on at home and I can react accordingly. I have it set up for a nighttime intrusion as well. Garage door sensor, front door sensor. In this case, a text message is not going to wake me up. So I have it flash the master bedroom lights if something does become active. You can add your smoke detectors and your carbon monoxide detectors. I do have Nest Protects that I use with the Nest Protect app or the Nest app, so I don't have them inside of Hubitat at the moment. That might change, I'm not sure, but you can add them as well here. And you can create custom monitoring rules for your leak sensors if you have those and all that sort of stuff. Down here, this basically tells you that when I go to away, it's going to arm away mode. Nothing is going to arm home mode because I don't have a home mode. And then to disarm the away mode, it needs to be in the home, arrival, morning, or no bathroom mode. And down here, you can arm each of them manually if you wanted to, just to test them, I guess. So that is Home Security Monitor. Okay, so Hubitat is loading really slowly today. I probably should have rebooted it, but that's okay. Next is Hubitat Simple Lighting. So I have 3 rules instead of Simple Lighting. These I set up when I first bought my Hubitat, just because I didn't want to jump into learning Rule Machine right out from the start. So I made just 3 simple rules just to kind of start learning what Hubitat can do. All of these rules can be created in Rule Machine, and the way the rules are set up, it's a lot simpler than, you don't have all the options that you would have inside of Rule Machine. So for example, we can go to create a new simple lighting rule, and it's going to let us choose our switch that we want to control. So for example, center right, we hit update. So we can turn it on, set the level, set the dimmer level, and what do you want to do to control that, trigger that action, and then restrictions when the rule function and all that sort of stuff is here as well. So that is simple lighting. Again, you can do all of that inside of Rule Machine, but the layout's a little bit different, and if you're looking to just do a simple rule quickly, you could do it there if you're not familiar with Rule Machine. Next is the Hue Bridge integration. All this does is it connects the Philips Hue Bridge to my Hubitat. That's it. So here's the Philips Hue Bridge that I have. These are the lights that I have connected to the Philips Hue Bridge. If there are groups in there, you can go to, and you can have Hubitat realize the groups that you've set up inside the Philips Hue app. I don't do that. I just have Hubitat manage the whole thing at this point. But that's all the Hubitat integration does. It allows Hubitat to communicate with the Philips Hue service. Next is the IFTTT integration. This looks very similar to the Amazon Echo app. What this does is it allows IFTTT to build applets based on your devices inside of Hubitat. So for example, I've got a Ring doorbell outside and I want the front door light to turn on once there's motion sensed by the Ring doorbell. But there is no native app for the Hubitat at the moment. So what I had to do is I had to say, okay, if there's motion at the Ring doorbell, contact IFTTT, and then IFTTT is then going to connect Hubitat. So that's how I have that set up. But it looks the same way. If you want to have the devices, just check them off, and then IFTTT can have access to that. So that's how that works. You can also have it control modes if you want to. And let's hop on back to the apps section. Next is the Life 360 connector. The Life 360 connector basically puts a geofence around your house, and monitors your progress. So this is what tells Hubitat whether I'm home or away. And that's all this thing does. You can, there are lots of options which I don't use. You basically set your home and forget it. I've actually never even opened the Life 360 app since I've downloaded it. It basically just monitors it, and then when I leave, it sets everything to away. When I come back, it turns everything back on and sets me to home. Logitech Harmony is what I use to control my Logitech Harmony hubs. This is a user-created app. It is not an app that is built by Hubitat, so if you do need support, they will not help you. You are certainly allowed to install these apps. That's why they give you the option to install them. But what this does is it allows me to connect to my 2 Harmony hubs. There's a master bedroom hub and a living room hub, and these are the 5 activities that I can access through this activity, this application. So next is the Mode Manager. So Mode Manager is where you go to define when your modes are changed. So for example, I've got a morning mode that runs at 5 a.m. from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. This basically just turns off my motion sensors because I do have some low lights that are on during this time. The home turns on at 8 o'clock. That's what activates my motion sensors. And then night happens at 11:30. It basically turns off the motion sensors and gives the Hubitat security monitor the ability to monitor the night mode. Modes not to change away from is away. So if I'm away and it happens, let's say for example I'm away and it's 7:58 and I'm away from 7:58 until 8:05, it will not change the mode to home because I'm away. So that's what that means. And then this is how it knows where I am. So if my phone leaves, it moves me to away, and if I come back, it sets a mode called arrival. And that's basically all the mode manager does, is it's the ability to manage your different modes. Okay, next is motion lighting apps. The motion lighting apps is very similar to the Hubitat Simple Lighting. It's a simple way of creating motion sensor rules. I've got 2 of them, the gas bath light and the master bath light. Basically what happens if there's motion sensed, the lights turn on, and after 5 minutes of no motion, they turn off. You can create those again inside of Rule Machine. I was a little overwhelmed at the beginning and created them inside of the motion lighting app. That simple. The Nest integration takes all of your Nest things and connects them to Hubitat. So things like your Nest Learning Thermostat or your Nest Protects. I have both. So this is how the Hubitat security monitor will be able to connect to your Nest Protects and monitor the whether there's smoke or carbon monoxide. And then the thermostat is the other way Hubitat communicates with that. I personally do not use any of the smart features inside of my Nest Learning Thermostat. I use everything through Hubitat. I had, so for example, in the winter, I had my heat set to 68 during the day, and then when it moved to night mode, heat would go down to 60 degrees, so it'd be a little bit cooler while I sleep. And then when I got up in between 5 and 6:30, if there was motion in my bathroom, it would then turn the heat on back to 68. So all of that is managed inside of Hubitat, not through the Nest Learning Thermostat. And I believe the last one is Rule Machine. Yep, Rule Machine is the last one, which we've covered a little bit. We'll do a more in-depth Rule Machine video and videos, I guess, because there's a lot of things you can do with Rule Machine. I've got a couple that are up so far, so you can look through the channel and see them. But we'll do some more in-depth views of that. At the top right corner of the apps page, you'll see that there's this Add User App button. So this is for the applications that are coded by other people, not Hubitat. So for example, the Logitech Harmony Connect app, the way I added that was by going to Add User App. And then there's the built-in user app in the top right corner. This is where you go to install all your different applications. There are a lot of other ones that are here that that Hubitat has designed that they do support. So here's the Amazon Echo app. There's the Chromecast. I don't happen to have a Chromecast or an Ecobee, so I don't have those installed, but you can certainly install them if you need them. So there's a whole bunch of different applications that you can install onto your Hubitat. So that is it. I think that covers all of my applications. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment down below. If you like what we're doing here, please subscribe. And if you want to be notified when our new videos come out, please use the bell notification. And we do try to put out videos every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Sometimes life gets in the way and we don't get to it, but we try for Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll talk to you soon. See ya.